Good morning. We're back in Middle Earth, and we're continuing the quest, the side quest out in Lothlorien, the ones that we need to do in order to work on getting our reputation up. And the first thing we are going to do is meditate at Cerin Amroth. So we need to find the spot. You are at the spot which Elisar and Undomiel pledged their troth. So, let's sit and meditate quietly. And we'll enjoy a moment of peace. We can watch all the dandelion seeds float by us. It's actually a pretty spot. Alright, we're done meditating. So, let's get back up and we need to go talk to the elf upstairs again. There she is. Tulin?
May the stars of Elbereth shine upon you.
You have the peaceful look of one who has meditated, Medriel, solemn and peaceful.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
Turmoil threatens our golden wood for the first time in many a year, Medriel. The ravages of Arkkind to the northwest, the unusually aggressive river creatures to the southeast. I worry that fear may be taking more of a toll upon us than we might admit. I have an idea, and if you will help me see it to completion, it may aid in staving off the insidious dread that is the enemy's weapon. Now, the golden flower we call Eleanor, and its pale counterpart, Nifradil, are nearly as much in the heart of every elf as is Cerin Amroth itself, the hill upon which they grow. Their smell revives us, their gentle colors rest our eyes. Please, pick some and bring them to my friends elsewhere in Lothlorien. Maluriel is the forest mistress at Imlad Ladath. Follow the road east and south until you reach the Hive by the river. Ambundel is at Ekad Andastel. You may already have met him. Retrace your steps back to the northern Nimrodel, southwest of here. Talon Finweedle is west of Cerin Amroth. There you will find a Bahaneth, the quartermaster. These names. Alright. So we need to go pick some flowers. That's a mailbox. That's not a flower. Alright, so here's our Eleanor, which is a pretty golden flower. And we fortunately only have to pick like 6 of each. And Nipradel, which is a little tiny white flower. Or silver. Maybe they represent the lights of the twin trees in Valinor. The golden light and the silver light. Alright, so we only need Nipedril. Wow. That is like, I kind of wish I knew how to say these names. Some of them are pretty hard to get my mouth around. We need 2 more. Nifrodil. Alright, so we need to bring blossoms to 3 different people, or elves, as this case may be. So let's go find the stable. The stable is, where am I? That way. Oh, I can see it now. Okay. So we want to go first, I think, to the Vineyards. Because each of these places is going to give us other things to do. Like, if we go back to Eket Indestel, we can, of course, take those earlier daily quests. But I want to try to do some new ones. Because there are quite a variety of daily tasks to do. That if you do them... I don't know how many times I want to say. It does seem like they've made this go faster. I would say no more than half a dozen times. You can get your reputation all the way maxed out here. Let's see where we're at. That's the Galadhrim. So we are a little bit into Friend. So yeah, this is the Galadhrim. And the Mirkwood reputation is, I believe, the Maladrim. Obviously, since we've not even stepped foot in Mirkwood yet, we don't have any Mirkwood rep for me to verify. But I do believe it's called the Maladrim. Take a nice look at the city as we pass it. It is very stately. Celestial. It's also up in the trees. So, sorry, but no thanks. Tree houses are very pretty to look at, and they'd probably be fun to play around in, but to live in one? No, not so much. Kind of the same with Moria. It's a very fascinating place. I love the architecture. I love the dwarves. But if you asked me to live in Moria, I'd probably have to pass. Too many very, 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 very steep falls. Now, if I'm right, we have a small, not an expansion, small quest pack and a small area coming. It's called Before the Shadow, and it's early level. It sounds interesting. We will definitely do it when it comes out, even though it's probably going to be well beneath our level. But I'm curious to see it. So that is definitely something. When it drops, we'll be leaving whatever questing we're doing, and we'll be doing that. Now let's talk to this nice elf who's patiently waited for me. We have had much reason to gather and share meals of late, both for honoring the visitors who seek respite in our land, and for the tragic news that reached us in the wake of their arrival. For the most part, our people are more than content to subsist upon the bounty of our breads and the greenery cultivated by our gardeners, but we also enjoy the hunt and a fine roast now and again. After all, it does not hurt to bolster the morale of our folk with a little indulgence in such dark times, when battles seem always close at hand. To this end, I would have you hunt a few of the wild bears to the west, in the rocky dens of Bracos. Their meat is rich and well worth savoring when properly prepared. So he wants me to go kill some bears. I can't remember if there are other quests in here yet. If they aren't yet, there will be. Okay, so no, we have to talk to someone specific first. Alright, this is the Vineyards. And yes, one of the quests will be to tend the vineyards, because we know so much about preparing fine vintages of wine. So this moose here is protected. We obviously will not be attacking him. And this is a fine little meeting place where at night, this is in Lothlorien. At night, there are some festivities. If you come down here to the docks, there's an elf here. Will eventually take us to Mirkwood. As you can see, there were boats to Mirkwood. But we're not gotten that far yet. We would prefer to finish what we're doing in Moria before we start that, because, well, they tie in. Malaria. And I happen to have some flowers for you.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
Your pardon, friend, but I have no time to speak with you just now. There is too much to do to prepare for tonight. Whatever message Tweelan has can wait. What have you for me? Eleanor and sweet Nifredal. These shall have pride of place at my table tonight. Their smell will enhance every dish. My sincere thanks. Please, tell Tweelan that she knows well how to lift a busy elf's spirits.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
Greetings, Medriel. You come at an auspicious time, but one that finds me ill-prepared for my duties. You see, I am the mistress of the feast for Lothlorien, and it falls to me to prepare a great banquet. Yet I find myself with few hands to prepare such an event, for many have been called away to guard the borders of our forest, or to sojourn further afield against the foes of the elves. So I ask you, if you will, to seek out my companions with labors here and to the south towards the vineyard, and offer them whatever aid you may in these preparations, for time grows short. Alright, so we have Galadhrim here, and she has 2 quests for us. One of them is going to run us all over the place, so we'll probably catch this one as we're going and doing other things.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
But by the way, Medriel, have you yet come upon the ancient circles of Lothlorien? They were raised so long ago that few of our tales even speak of their origins. Those among us who feel the need to remind ourselves of our origins often go to these ancient glades and meditate within them, recounting years long past. Perhaps you should attempt this pilgrimage. I would be most interested to hear your thoughts upon it, should you complete it. And now she also has this one called Lanterns Aglow, which time is it? Morning. We'll take it, but we will not be able to do that until at least evening.
Welcome to the Golden Wood. May we speak?
You are here to help with the preparations for tonight's feast. Ah, we shall make the night glow with lantern light. The lanterns line the path on the other side of this gate. When night falls, I would like you to light them for me. Alright, so our first two quests. One is a run around quest, which we will do as we run around. And the other is a quest that requires the evening to do. But now we can go back here to the vineyard proper. And I did say there will be other quests in here, and I already see at least one has popped up. And we will speak to Glasnir, who has actually two of them.
A shadow falls beyond Lothlorien, against which we must be prepared.
If it is not too onerous a task, my good runekeeper, may I ask you to fetch water for me? We will need much for the banquet. The water of the Anduin is fine for most uses, but for our festivities we prefer to use water drawn from the cleanest spring in the forests of Lothlorien. It is not too far at all. Simply proceed west from here, and you will find the spring tucked away along the side of the southern ridge. Be careful not to spill too much on the way back. I expect a thirsty crowd this evening.
The Lord and Lady have need of your services.
There's a traditional toast at the beginning of every feast, for which we will provide the wine. The wine for the feast, of course, already aged to perfection, but it is our custom to lay down the makings of a future vintage just before each gathering. We need to gather a few last clutches of grapes before the evening's festivities. If you would be so kind as to find some ripe bunches in or around the vineyards and bring them to one of the tubs, you would have my gratitude. I did mention we were going to be picking some grapes. And we have more here.
Hail, stranger. If you are rested, I have a request of you.
I see that our fair mistress of the feast has recruited you to aid us in preparations. I truly appreciate your willingness to help, Medriel. Let us see what is on my list. Pie filling. I will need mushrooms for the savory pies and berries for the sweet ones. The mushrooms I need can be found along the banks of the stream that runs by Imlad Lalaith. It is a variety of mushrooms we call button because of their round caps. The berries I need commonly grow in the forest a short way north of Imlad Lalaith. They should be simple enough to find.
Hail, stranger. If you are rested, I have a request for you.
What am I missing? Of course, meat for the spit. I have neglected my duties for the banquet and must quickly rectify the situation. There's a herd of boar that can be found along the eastern edge of Galadhrim, a fair way north of here, though any boars of Lothlorien will do. Bring me back some nice large cuts of boar meat. Did I say something amusing? Do they not hunt boar in your lands? Alright, we'll start with the Okay, no, not that way. We will start with the grapes, since that is the closest quest here. And I think we're amused because the last time somebody asked us to gather boar for a dinner, it turned out there was no boar in that area. That, of course, being Evendom. And that was one hobbit who really, really wanted a boar steak. But there were no boar in Evendom, so we ended up getting him bear instead. Alright, so we have gathered grapes, of which we will put in this tub. And luckily, we don't have to stomp all over them.
Servants of the enemy cannot pass the bounds of Lorien.
Thank you, Medriel. Today we laid down a vintage that will be consumed by revelers many years from now, perhaps even on distant shores as a fond memory of Middle-earth for those who pass beyond the sea. Translation, we're going to be taking this with us when we leave. So, that was our first quest, and now we're going to go gather some water. And the water is up here. Now, we do have a few mobs. The lizards we can freely kill. But since we don't need to just yet, we're ignoring them. Unless, of course, we directly run across one. We can also feel free to kill the fireflies. Up. And we have, beneath the waters of the spring, you have found a valuable looking necklace. Perhaps someone dropped it here when they came to draw water from the spring. One of the elves in the Vineyard of Lothlorien may know to whom the necklace belongs. Alright, so. Grab our bucket. Grab some water. Try to avoid the bug. And of course, there is a countdown on this, but it's so slow that it's easy to get back before it even barely runs out. Which is good, because if you're still rather new to Lothlorien, you might have gotten a bit turned around and not sure where you're at. Okay, we have delivered water to the cistern. A lost necklace.
Servants of the enemy cannot pass the bounds of Lorien.
What a fine trinket you have there. You found it by the spring. That is odd, for it has the look of a noble lady's jewel. I wonder how it came to rest there. The elves who possess trinkets like this would be found in Galadhrim. But those ladies rarely venture into secluded corners of the forest. Alright.
Be wary, traveler. Orcs have come down from the mountains.
Thank you, Medriel. Thirsty guest will toast your name tonight.
Servants of the enemy cannot pass the bounds of Lorien.
Do you think this necklace would go well with my attire? I am rather afraid it would set the color of my eyes in poor light. On our mistress of feast, though, it would look quite radiant, however, though I have never seen her wear such jewels as this. I think he actually attempted a bit of humor there.
Sweet light, Rondir.
It is beautiful, and you offer this to me as a gesture of your affections. Do not look at me so, my dear High Elf. I tease you. Truthfully, I have not seen its like before. Such a fine piece would likely belong to someone with considerable responsibility and a more honored position than mine.
Sweet light, Rondir.
This is too noble a thing for one such as I. Furthermore, it is certainly a woman's necklace, but I cannot say to whom it belongs, for I have not seen its like before. All right. Well, Glasnir actually gave us the best clue of the whole bunch. He mentions the Mistress of Feast, who is the lady that, of course, started all these quests for us. So we'll go speak to her.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
Where did you get this necklace, Medriel? To whom does it belong, you ask? Oh, why, to me, of course. In the rush of preparations, I must have let it fall when visiting the spring. I had not even realized it was lost. You cannot know what this means to me, Medriel, to live 1,000 years with only his memory. Had I lost this forever? Nay, such a loss would have been beyond my strength to bear. I am in your debt, kind Rondir. Maleriel quickly replaces the necklace around her neck, turning away momentarily to hide her tears. So apparently this was given to her by somebody very dear to her. Now, our boar are way over there. We also have berries and mushrooms, which are much closer. So, if we happen to come across the boar in our search for the other things, then we will hunt them. Oh, and if you look way across over the water, we can see, hold on. Mirkwood. That is Mirkwood across the way, or the Greenwood as it was once called. But we will not be attempting to swim across because right there, you can swim part way, but you get to a certain point and the water insta-kills you. So, just fair warning. No swimming across to Mirkwood. Even when you're high enough level and you've already opened up Mirkwood, it will still kill you. That's a beautiful, beautiful view of it from here. Even if it isn't so beautiful anymore. Okay, enough being a tourist. Back down. And we need to find mushrooms. We came over here because we saw some. I cannot remember how many of these mushrooms we need to get. 8 of them. Alright. So the mushrooms, like most mushrooms, grow in damp areas. They grow along the banks. Oop. Okay. I don't feel like swimming. And there's our friendly elf that will eventually take us to Mr. Moose. I don't think that's quite how it works. Oh. Hello. I forgot. Y'all warn. Y'all just attack. Okay. Notice for later. The lizards here do not give you warning before they attack. They simply attack. And we can see there's some mushrooms across the way. Ha! Oh, there's plenty of mushrooms across the way. So that's 5. We only need 3 more. See one here, and I'm pretty sure I saw more up the way here. Well, I see one up there. I am pretty sure I saw one this way. Yep, I see it right there. Okay. Any more on this side, or are we going for that one across the way? Looks like we might be going for that one across the way. That was up. Oh. Okay. So that's half of that done. We have the mushrooms. Now we need the berries. The mushroom pie actually sounds pretty good. I don't think I've ever had a mushroom pie. I've certainly had mushrooms in plenty of things before. That moose has still got his head stuck in that tree. Like I said, plenty of protected animals in these woods. We have bear meat and boar meat and berries. We have I almost forgot. I did myself a favor and went and gathered a bunch of ancient iron and ancient silver so I could start getting the ore in here. Finally, you know, after all this time. Now, there's our berries. Berry bearing bush. That's a mouthful. Ooh, rich Khazad scarn. I will take that. Thank you very much. Ooh. Rarely. Let's see. Can we handle him? Maybe. Maybe not. Might get our behinds handed to us, but we're going to give it a shot. Where is he? He's over here. Let's try to do this without getting the moose. Got him. Okay. Well, that was fun. Now, back to picking berries. So we got half the berries we need now. We need 4 more berries. That's not berries, that's ore. Fine, we'll get the ore. That's nothing I can pick. Although, I forgot, if you happen to be a woodworker, your elix branches are here. And of course the golden wood is a good place to gather them. Berries. And we need 1 more berry. I see it straight up ahead. Now, where am I? I'm actually not too far away from... I think this is the area with all the boar. So, go left and go up this way. I like how they've added the mist effect to the ground here. a little choppy in a place or two, but for the most part, it fits. A rooting tusker. Alright. Obviously we don't need deer. We do not want to kill the piglet because it says protect it. So, once again, anything that says protect it, you kill it, you're going to lose reputation. And since we're working hard to get the reputation, we don't want to lose any. I actually both find that a little annoying, but also I kind of like it because you actually have to sit and think, and there's, you know, not a lot of indiscriminate killing. That's a rooting tusker. Okay. It's another rooting tusker. That one did not give me any meat. Cheap. Another one. And since I don't want to kill the squirrel by accident, we won't just do what we usually do to get their attention. Oh no, that's not a squirrel, that's a bunny. It's a thicket coney. He's so cute. With his dark little gray body and his little white paws. And remember this path this way because you will come out here for various things. There's going to be a daily quest to patrol these banks, which there'll be 4 check spots which may or may not contain mobs to fight. There's also a quest that comes out here. In fact, this is where you get one of these sculptor's items at. The stone he needs. And I actually think I have that quest too. Or do I? Yes, I do. So while we're out this way, we'll grab his stone. And obviously it's a good place to find your boar for the one quest. Oh, and be careful. The protected animals do threaten to attack and will attack you. You just can't attack back. Unless you want to lose rep. We need 1 more stone. And I think, was it 2 more tuskers? One more tusker now. Alright, we got all our boar meat. There's our last stone. So I think actually we're going to get on a horse and head back. Because we've actually come out a fair little ways. Oh, excuse me, I will stop for that. Five chunks of Khazad Scorn. And an aquamarine. And these are going to be the torches we're going to be lighting when we can do that. Echo, stop. Sorry about that. She does like to interrupt at the most inopportune times. Okay, nothing to turn in here. Alright, turn these in.
Welcome to Lothlorien.
You have returned with the ingredients I need, and with little time to spare. I have much to do before the feast.
Welcome to Lothlorien.
Ah, Boar, there's nothing like it, is there? I do not think anyone could ever get tired of juicy... What's the matter with you, Medriel? Why do you roll your eyes every time I speak of Boar?
Welcome to Lorien. May I have a word with you?
Perchance, could you do me a decent favor? Perchance, could you do me a discreet favor, Medriel? There is a woman I was supposed to meet by the Lady's Rest, just a short way southwest of the gates of Caras Galadhrim, but I do not think I will be able to make it. I was hoping you could take this letter to her for me. Please forgive me for pressing this upon you. I would never do so were the situation not urgent. I have work to do now. Okay, so let's see what we've got left. We are in Lothlorien. We have the circles, the meditation, the lanterns, which we cannot do during the day, the saplings. We have blossoms to deliver. We have bears to hunt. And, yeah, we have a whole lot of things on our plate to do. But we will continue doing that all next time. And until then, bye for now.